Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Listen closely. There are moments in life that can't be explained with words. Moments you can only feel, deep in your chest, at the tips of your fingers, behind your eyes that are slowly starting to burn. For millions of ARMY around the world, that moment came on August 19th, 2025. Jimin posted a reel on Instagram. 1 minute and 3 seconds. No long caption. No explanation. Just two best friends, Park Jimin and Kim Taehyung, walking together toward the waves, hands holding each other, as if there were no cameras, no spotlight, no world watching. In less than 24 hours, that video was watched 26 million times. 4 million likes. Nearly 300,000 reposts. The internet literally could not breathe. But it wasn't the numbers that made ARMY cry. What made ARMY cry was the context. Because before that beach moment, there were 18 long, quiet, longing-filled months. 18 months where Jimin and Taehyung were in completely different places. Military uniforms, no stage, no cameras, no each other. And when they were finally together again, Jimin did the most Jimin thing he possibly could. Something that made Taehyung unable to hide his smile. Something that proved no distance, no time, no military uniform could change who they are to each other. Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to break down the most heartwarming Vmin moment of 2025, complete with the military service context, the BTS reunion, and the Ararang album that's about to shake the entire world. Get comfortable, grab some tissues, because this is going to be a long one. To understand why that moment was so deeply meaningful, we need to go back to December 2023. On December 11th, 2023, for BTS members, RM, V, Jimin, and Jungkook, enlisted for mandatory military service simultaneously. The decision was made so they could finish sooner and reunite earlier. A smart strategy. But still, that day was a heavy one. Jimin and Jungkook were assigned to the Artillery Brigade of the 5th Infantry Division. Taehyung, alias V, was assigned to a special mission unit within the military police. Two best friends who for years had barely been apart, now stationed in different units, different locations, living completely different lives. Just think about that for a moment. Jimin and Taehyung, the two members known as soulmates in BTS, who were almost always together in every Bond voyage, every variety show, every late-night livestream, suddenly had to get through days without each other. Without being able to tease, without being able to share the small moments that had been the fabric of their friendship for years. ARMY who have followed BTS for a long time know very well how deep the bond between the two of them runs. Taehyung once said that Jimin is his one true best friend. Jimin has admitted that Taehyung is the person he trusts most in the world. Their relationship is not just about chemistry on stage. This is a friendship built on trust, sacrifice, and showing up for each other in the most vulnerable moments. And those 18 months, with all their silence, became the ultimate test of a bond they had been building for over a decade. But then, June 10th, 2025 arrived, and everything changed. June 10th, 2025, RM and V were officially discharged from military service. The very next day, June 11th, 2025, it was Jimin and Jungkook's turn. The Hybe building in Yongsan-gu, Seoul, was decorated with a large banner featuring the BTS and ARMY logos, complete with the words, "We are back." That banner stayed up until June 29th, coinciding with the 12th anniversary of BTS's debut. On the day of his discharge, Jimin appeared with a smile that had been missed for so long. When journalists and ARMY welcomed him, he said just a few simple but deeply meaningful words. He mentioned that it was time for them to continue painting a picture they hadn't yet finished, together. Those words were simple, but more than enough to bring ARMY all around the world to tears. And Taehyung? Photos circulating from his discharge day in Chuncheon showed someone who had changed physically, a stronger body, broader shoulders, a more mature and grounded aura. But one thing had not changed at all, that smile. The exact same smile that always appeared whenever he was with Jimin. And then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. The official reunion video of all 7 BTS members. When they were finally in the same frame again, RM, Jin, Suga, jhope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. The world truly paused for a moment. Comments flooded every platform. #BTSisBack trended in dozens of countries. And among those 7 members, the camera couldn't avoid capturing one thing. Jimin and Taehyung instantly looked for each other, as if gravity was pulling them together, like it always does. August 19th, 2025, BTS was in Los Angeles for the preparation process of the Ararang album. In the middle of long and exhausting recording sessions, they found time to breathe, and Jimin chose to capture one of those moments. In that 1 minute and 3 second reel, Jimin and Taehyung are seen walking together toward the waves. Their footsteps are relaxed. The wind moves their hair. And then, just like that, Jimin reaches out his hand, and Taehyung takes it. To some people, that might look like 2 friends playing at the beach. Nothing unusual, but to ARMY who know the context, who know how long they were separated, who understand the depth of what Jimin and Taehyung's friendship means, that was not just 2 hands holding. That was proof. Proof that 18 months, military uniforms, and distance could not change who they are to each other. Jimin is still the same Jimin, the one who can't help but reach out, who can't help but be fully present for the people he loves. And Taehyung is still the same Taehyung, always there, always receiving. Not long after Jimin posted that reel, Taehyung reposted it to his Instagram story. No words, no caption, just a simple repost that said more than thousands of words ever could. One ARMY from Korea wrote on X, "I've been following Vmin for nearly 10 years. But seeing them back like this, after everything they've been through, I can't stop crying." ARMY from Brazil. The way Jimin just reached out and Taehyung just took his hand, like it was the most natural thing in the world. "I am not okay." ARMY from Indonesia. They were separated for over a year because of military service, and the moment they meet again, Jimin is just Jimin again. "I always said it. Vmin cannot change." But the Vmin story of 2025 didn't stop at the beaches of Los Angeles. November 1st, 2025, Jimin opened a Weverse livestream session without any prior announcement, as is his habit. In that livestream, with the Smile Army had been missing for so long, Jimin delivered the most anticipated update. BTS had finished recording their new album, their first album as a complete group since Proof in 2022. "Everyone, we're done recording," Jimin said, his smile impossible to contain. "It seems like it could release next spring." Those simple words were enough to make the entire global fandom explode in a matter of seconds. And then, right as ARMY was still losing their minds in the comment section, Taehyung appeared. Unexpectedly, he just walked into frame, the way he always does. Casual, natural, as if his presence by Jimin's side was the most normal thing in the world. Taehyung joined in confirming the news. Album done, spring 2026 comeback locked in. And that one small moment, 2 best friends sharing the biggest news of their career in real time in front of millions of fans, became one of the most iconic Weverse moments in BTS history. The hashtags #BTSComeback and #Spring 2026 with BTS trended globally in less than an hour. And amid all the excitement, one comment kept appearing over and over across every platform. "Vmin is back. We're all back." And then came the moment that sealed everything. The GQ March 2026 cover. In that exclusive interview, BTS opened up about the process of making the Ararang album, an album named after the traditional Korean folk song that is deeply laden with meaning about reunion and the bonds between souls. 7 members who hadn't lived together since 2019 gathered once more, this time in Los Angeles, living under the same roof for 2 full months to complete this album. RM described their routine as something like office workers, 6 days a week, morning workouts together, lunch at home, then into the studio until late at night. A structure that reminded them of their trainee days, but this time, with a maturity and perspective that was worlds apart from where they'd started. Jimin, when asked about his military service experience, only said that it holds a very deep personal meaning for him. He didn't reveal much, but from the way he spoke, from the tone of his voice, ARMY could feel that those 18 months had shaped something within him that would be reflected in the music to come. And Taehyung? In the same interview, he described the Ararang album as something born from longing, a longing for connection, for home, for the people who matter most. A statement that, for anyone who knows the relationship between Taehyung and Jimin, felt like far more than just talking about music. Ararang is scheduled for release on March 20th, 2026, and alongside it, a world tour predicted to span 65 concerts across multiple continents, with the potential to reach nearly 4 million fans around the world. This is not just a comeback. This is a new era. And at the heart of that new era, as has always been the case, stand Jimin and Taehyung, side by side, ready to walk forward together once again. Every time we talk about Jimin and Taehyung, there's one question that always comes up. Why do their moments always manage to touch so deeply? And the answer is simple: because it's real. In an entertainment industry full of carefully crafted constructs and curated narratives, Jimin and Taehyung are an anomaly. They can't pretend. When they're happy, you see it. When they're missing someone, you feel it. When they're back together after 18 months apart and Jimin reaches out his hand, that's not for the camera. That's for Taehyung. And there's something profoundly human in that. Something that ARMY from all over the world, from vastly different backgrounds, can feel together. We've all experienced longing. We've all been separated from someone we love. We've all wondered, when we meet again, will everything still be the same? And that beach moment, the hand extended, the hand received, answers that question. Yes, everything is still the same, even deeper than before. So here's what we know. For 18 months, Jimin and Taehyung were separated by uniforms and duties that could not be refused. For 18 months, ARMY held on to a longing that had nowhere to go. And when it all ended, when those two people could finally stand side by side again at the edge of a Los Angeles beach, what happened wasn't a grand celebration, wasn't a dramatic declaration. What happened was the simplest and most profound thing. Jimin reached out his hand. Taehyung took it. 5 years, 10 years, 18 months in the military. None of it changed that, and nothing ever will. If this video touched your heart, help this channel by hitting the like button and subscribing, so we can keep sharing Vmin and BTS moments that will never run out of things to say. Comment below, which Vmin moment has made you cry the most? I read every single comment. And to every ARMY who has waited patiently for all these years, congratulations. We're finally here. We purple you. Purple Heart.